There, what a great start to this podcast. Um, there, there are common uh, problems that all agents face, and there are solutions that appeal to every single agent. And then there's unique things that apply to new agents, that apply to the local agent who wants to be, the expert in their local area. The luxury agent has unique needs and wants and issues they're facing. And then if you're a top producer or if you have a team, there's unique things to you. And today we're going to break down what is going on in this world because there's some new updates in the world that Charles is going to talk to us about. And as a result of the situation that we're in, it's really important to think through what are the solutions that you need. And today we're really going to talk about how Epique Realty is answering the questions and solving the problems for agents of today because they were built more recently than the brokerages in the past. So they were more easily able to solve the problems that agents face today. And my company, Hylo, and some of the new things that we're doing as a software company that other software companies have not done. So we will be the first and only company in the industry to do something that I'm excited to tell you all about because it really solves the number one problem that real estate agents face at the root of everything. People talk about, the problem is, I can't find buyers, I can't find sellers, can't get leads. My branding sucks, boss sucks, leader sucks. At the end of the day, it all boils down to, do you have consistent, reliable income? And that is the problem that I am now solving for real estate agents. Because how do you, in an industry that goes up and down and up and down, how do you get consistent, reliable monthly income? Spoiler alert, it has something to do with the fact that software companies like me don't have the ebbs and flows like real estate agents. And so what kind of software company could help real estate agents get the benefits of a software company, which is that consistent, reliable income? So I'm super excited to talk about how Epique is going to help you potentially with your business and why you should consider it and why you should consider Hylo. First, let's talk about the state of real estate, the state of the market, and some of the issues that all agents are facing. So Charles, what do you got to share with agents today that they should be remembering and have top of mind in order to now come up with solutions
Yes.
to challenges?
Yes, sir. So I feel like I have a great perspective on this because when everything crashed in 2009 is when it hit Portland the worst, I freaked out. Like I was without income for 9 months and I was not ready for that. I was in no way ready for that. Up until that point, every time in my life where I needed more money, the solution was work harder. It was like my mantra. It's like work harder. And while that's still important back then, and I think now, you can't just do the same thing more. You can't just start working 12-hour days, 7 days a week, doing the same thing you've been doing. That will not save you in this situation. And I just found out yesterday that our numbers, based on the number of sales in real estate nationwide, they're down equal to how much they were down in 2009. So if you're feeling pinched, it's not just you, right? It's nationwide, and it's part of the ebb and flow. Like you said, it's just the nature of real estate. It's a pendulum. And if you don't want to be in a situation where you're like freaking out, oh, things are great, I'm freaking out, you need to stabilize your income. And the best possible way I've found to do that is making partnerships with brilliant CEOs of companies that complement real estate And it's part of the tenet of Epique. They were founded on the premise that they want to do things that help their agents. That's their primary question. How does this help our agents? Does this help our agents? Can we provide this benefit for free in a way that brings them more income in a more dependable way? So they have a lot of affiliate programs. They have opportunities where you can become an ambassador. And I think there's a lot of synchronicity between Epique and Hylo because we're both fairly new companies. Epique started, when I started, there was 400 agents. That was 3 months prior to that, there was 100 agents. Now we have over 3,000 less than a year later. So we're growing very quickly and for good reason. And that's one thing I should touch on later is that because of the 50, soon to be 65 benefits that Epique offers that no other brokerage is even close to offering, it saves on average $25,000 a year per agent. So 3,000 agents are each saving on average $25,000 a year because of all the free benefits that are being provided. So that helps. That helps a lot. So I'm not paying for my listing photos. That saves me $500 a listing. I'm not paying for my signage. That saves a ton of money. I've got some numbers nationwide, but I don't pay for my transaction coordinator anymore. That saves me another $500 per listing. I mean, that's huge. That's an extra grand in your pocket just with 2 of the 50 benefits. So, but back to my main point, partnerships. So finding the best possible partnerships that are real estate related, help you grow your business. And so it's not a distraction, right? You're not wearing 2 hats. You're wearing the 1 hat all the time. Everything has to be focused on your main goal. You cannot afford to be distracted. And this is not the time to take up new hobbies. I learned that the hard way. I have all my wing foiling gear and I've been once. It's time to really crank. And if you're doing that in a smart way, that's why I'm not freaking out. That's why I'm really happy. I feel like I'm in a better spot than I've ever been before. My partnership with Hylo is one of the best things I have ever done. So it's prompted me to really focus in on what's most important. And I'm doing things that will grow my income in the present and also long-term, ultimately a retirement option.
What are some of the what do you say? I want to say mistakes, but wrong moves that agents make when they're feeling pinched, when they're not making money?
Yeah.
Here are some of the things that you see agents do that does not help them succeed. It really pulls them away from building a real estate business and getting through the tough time.
Yeah.
And what are those things that you've seen agents do that don't work? Maybe you've done them too, and you realize they don't work, and why they don't.
That's one of my top tips for new agents. And I remember when I got this tip when I was a new agent, and I was shocked. It was a very impressive speaker at a convention. And he said, the only reason I'm up here is that I've failed more times than you. I've failed many, many, many more times than you. And as a result of failing and not giving up, I now am successful. And that's the primary thing that they do wrong is they give up. They're like, oh, the interest rate's too high. Like, I give up. No one wants to buy a house now. It's like, no, you figure out a workaround. Like, you find houses where the loan is assumable. You find buyers that need to move because of life, things that are happening in their life. No, it's just people are getting married, people are getting divorced, people are still being born, people are still dying. I mean, these are all trigger events, and they're getting relocated. You need to work harder in that way, finding your right client, right? And don't focus on someone who's looking for their dream house that doesn't exist, that maybe someday will be a $2 million purchase. Help those people, but that can't be your main focus. You need people that are real buyers and good decision makers, and don't give up. That's my main thing. Figure out what the problem is and then go fix it. And don't quit, and work on improving at least 1% a day across the board, right? 30 days later, you're 30% better. I mean, that's 100 days later, you're twice as good as you were before. It's just work harder is still in there, but you have to not only focus on that. You have to find the people that you can partner with, that you can trust to help you grow your business and who you want to help grow theirs. And that leads to amazing things like this.
What have been the best partnerships that you've made over the years?
So originally, when I was a new agent, my main goal was finding the top coaches and then adopting their advice. So I was partnering with coaches. So all the top, name any coach, I've hired them at a different time. Brian Feeney, Joe Sump, Daniel Beer, Chet Black, anyone. I can't think of a coach that I haven't worked with. And I adopt the things that work for me. First of all, I try what they're suggesting without alteration. Like, you don't know. That's why you're hiring a coach. Do what they say. If only people would do what I recommended, they'd be much more successful. But 95% of the time, they don't. Find someone that you really believe in who can coach you. With an Epique, that's one of the main changes that's defined the whole new industry, is that we provide mentors for life. So it's not just 3 deals. You don't know what you're doing on your 4th deal, and even more than you did on your 3rd deal, but you don't have a coach anymore in most brokerages, right? But we provide coaching every day. I'm available. I have office hours every week, but I also have given out my cell phone to all of my agents. They can call me at any time, and I get right back to them. If I don't answer, I get back to them within an hour. So you need someone you can rely on to get good advice. Should I pay $10,000 for signing up for Zillow leads? No, don't do that. You need someone who can set you straight before you make a major decision. You need someone you can check in with. So that's the first partnership. After that, for me, it's been partnering with AI-driven companies like Epique, someone who understands technology, someone who's cutting edge. I mean, Hylo is really the best example. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to give you a big head, but I love it. Everything about it lines up. But I've also partnered with a local company that's a Flourish Marketing, partnering with people who know how to do what you want to know how to do. They've already succeeded where you're trying to learn how to succeed. So this woman, Jenny, who owns Flourish, she set up 15 in-person referral groups in the Portland area, and I'm the 16th. I'm like, I want to do that. Teach me how to do that. And it's easy once you set your mind to it. So now I've got a group of 10 people. We meet every week. I'm still learning from the CEO directly. I've got more referrals from that than anything else that I have going on. So that's just one example. I'm also looking for startup companies that are likely to get bigger and I'm trying to bring them into Epique so that we can grow together. There's a company that I just did a scan yesterday. It used to be, I own a massive Matterport 3D camera. It cost me like $3,000. Actually, it was a present from the CEO. But now you just use your phone. You walk around, you do a scan. It took me about 15 minutes. It includes a floor plan, complete 3D scan, and then they're able to take that and do photographic quality renderings of what a new kitchen would look like with pricing on all the materials, and they drop ship you all the materials. So that's the kind of innovation that I'm looking for, is like game changing, right? If you're trying to take a listing and the kitchen is dated and they don't want to do anything about it because they don't know what the buyers are going to want, you can show photographs of what it could look like when you list the property. I had a property last year that was gutted. There was no kitchen. It was all studs. We're looking for a cash buyer, and we're like, this is what it could look like, and this is what it would cost, and we can drop ship you the material. It's just partnerships with people that are innovative, honest, hardworking, understand real estate, want to help you. I mean, that's more important than the specific thing that their business does, right?
Well, I think what you're saying, I just noticed this over and over again with realtors and really anyone in any profession, that separates, like, again, what separates the amateur person in that profession and the professional person, what separates the newbie and the top producer. Yeah. And having coaches, mentors, and advisors who have been there, done that, to help you navigate whatever situation you're going through, which right now is a situation for agents in this market, because it's not one specific advice, it's just someone who's probably gone through various different things who can then give you the right advice in that moment.
Exactly.
That's why, like, I've always, anyone who's ever worked with me has known that they either talking to my team or talking to me, they can ask me questions about how to grow their business. And I had one client yesterday. She was like, "Oh, Grant, my mom is sick, and so I got to spend a lot of time taking care of her, and I have to drive and a long way to like go see her. So it's just really impacting my real estate business. So what I'm thinking about doing is buying lots of leads and then giving them to other agents and just getting a referral fee." And I was like, please do not do that.
No.
It will not work financially.
No.
Because the one thing that, so I'm always, I never want to say nothing works. I never want to say like, oh, that marketing strategy doesn't work, because everything that agents have tried works for someone somewhere. That's why it's a thing. That's why the companies exist.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it works for everyone all the time, everywhere. And in this market, in any down market, so here's like the tip, in any down market, everything that you did to get clients, you have to do more of. This is the work harder part. Is if you cold called to get clients, you're going to have to call more people to get clients. You're going to have to spend more time cold calling or door knocking to get the next client in a down market. In an up market, more people are moving. And so it doesn't take as long. So the metric is in cold calling and door knocking and prospecting is the time to get the next client. In leads, the metric is the cost to get a client. And in a up market, when there's more people moving, you don't need to buy as many leads to get the next client. Therefore, your cost to acquire the next client goes down in a good market. In a bad market, the number of leads you need to buy to get the next client goes up. And I think the study was, the last one, it was either 88 or 126, or I think I've seen higher numbers of like the number of leads required to get the next client.
Right.
I know there was one study that came out with 88 leads. I think in this, and that was done in a better market than today. So I think I've even heard someone do research. It was like 125 or 256 or something.
Yeah.
There's some crazy number that it now is even higher.
Right.
Which, if the cost and the cost per lead is not going down, it's going up.
Yeah.
And so you've got, and same with like print marketing. The cost of print is going up. The cost of advertising is going up. The cost of leads is going up. And the number of leads and flyers and whatever advertising you're doing to get the next client is going up. Therefore, your cost to acquire the next customer is going up. And if you took 100% of the commission, the math may still not work.
Right.
She was thinking about buying the leads, calling them to close them, and then handing them off to another realtor because she like can't physically be present because she has to be all the time. And I was like, now you're getting 25% of the commission.
When you're desperate,
The math, I was like, the math will not work. I promise you, it will not work. Don't do this, because this could end up putting you in an even worse position, because in all advertising and lead buying, you're spending money up front to maybe close a deal. Like you maybe not close a deal and spend a bunch of money on it, on whatever advertising or leads you're doing, and get nothing. But let's say you do get something, you still have to float the money for 3-6 months, and in this market, more, before you get the money in your bank account after the whole process. And I was like, and so in this market, how do you work smarter? And that means maybe not doing something anymore that maybe used to work in the past, but doesn't work this time around.
Yeah.
And so I see agents, in this market, like, mistake is, one, over complexifying, if that's not even a word, your life, right? As you said, like, it's not the time to take on more responsibility. It's actually the time to cut things out in your life and simplify your life. so you have less things to worry about and focus on so that you can do the main things really well, which is your career and income, your family, and your health. Those
Exactly.
are the three pillars. Everything else can take a back seat.
Yeah.
During tough times like this. And so don't do that. Part-time jobs, it's like, oh, I'm not making as much money in real estate, so I should go get another job.
No.
It's like that is going to take time away from you building a business because the part-time job usually has nothing to do with real estate. And so then you don't make enough money in your part-time job that you need for your life. And then you now don't have the hours required to make money in your full-time job, career, real estate. So then you still end up in a bad position. I see agents make this thing all the time, and then they go from part-time job to quitting real estate and going full-time in something.
That's what I tell them. I said, if you're going to do a part-time job, you might as well.
Yeah, you might as well just go full-time on something.
Deciding to stop doing
just go full-time and get a job, and then just come back to real estate later. Like that's really much better.
In an up market, you can't do real estate well.
Yeah.
But can I just add one thing to your lead comment? It's cracking me up because I'm realizing that Epique Realty has fixed so many of the problems. For example, I just did numbers on this recently. 164,000 leads were given out last year that generated $580,000 in commission for the agents. And those are free. So there's no upfront cost. It's just time, right? You're still a successful lead gen program that's based from online leads. And this comes from 11 different sources. So it's not just all your eggs in one basket. It's 11 different sources. Plus you can add your own if you're doing social media marketing in addition to what they're doing. So no upfront cost, but if you're successful 2% of the time, you're considered a success in that.
Well, huge. It's not even, it's 0.5 is the average.
There's a much better way to spend your time. And I have another partner, Pro Insight. They have a nationwide referral directory of top agents, agent to agent, professional to professional. And the stats on that are phenomenal. Even like if you have a friend in your SOI who's giving you referrals, they might give you one every few years, right? Also tapping back into how often people move and what you can expect there. It's once every 15 years right now. It used to be once every 7 or 8 years.
So I think it's higher.
It's at least doubled because people think they're trapped in their loan because they don't know they can assume other loans.
I wouldn't be surprised. So every time I run these numbers,
they're saying
in the good times, it was 14 to 17 years. There are pockets where it was 6 to 10 years, pockets of the world. And usually they're military areas because they're more transient by nature. Like, when people say like, oh, people move every like 6 to 10 years. I was like, really? How many homes are on your street? I was like, okay. Are people selling every single year? No, probably not.
Yeah.
It in good times, right? Even when you just do the math, like 6 million transactions was an amazing year. And you just divide that by the number of homes, which was 100 and something million. It comes out to like 1 in every 14 to 17 homes would sell a year if 6 million homes sold a year.
Yeah.
Now we're down to 4 million homes, maybe 3.5 million homes. So now you're looking at like 21 every 20 to 25 homes sell.
Yeah.
So again, you need, and this is what every successful person I know just builds more relationships, builds a bigger sphere of influence, doubles, especially in bad markets where advertising and the ROI on advertising is harder to achieve.
Right.
They're doubling down on business networking groups, relationship building, cold prospecting, nurturing their database, following up, building a bigger sphere of influence, expanding to new territories where they can meet more people.
Right.
And just focusing on the relationships, right? Like the whole business can be dumbed down to relationships. And if people move every, let's say 25 years, like don't overestimate it, underestimate it.
Yeah.
Right? If people move every 25 years and you want to do 10 deals, you need 25 times 10, at least 250 solid relationships in your database. And if you're probably not closing 100% of them. So let's say you close one in every two of them, right? You're probably closing a little bit better than that. But let's say you close one every two. Now you need 500 people you have solid relationships with if people move every 25 years, to have 20 people moving to close 10.
That's the
And
problem.
it's just simple. It's just simple math.
Right.
But you got to do the work.
But the difference is you're thinking about this like most realtors think about this. All the people I know, all my friends and family, like how do you, the average person has 300 people they could write down who they know if they had to, right? And it used to be thought that that should lead to 30 deals a year because people move once every 10 years. They're all going to use you. It's make believe, right? If you change over to professional referrals, those professional referrals are coming in at a rate of 4 a year per professional. Once they're trained how to refer people to you, which takes about 10 minutes, right? But you have to train them. And I can help with that. That's another episode. We should go over that. But for a year, and even if one works and you have 30 professionals that you're closely in touch with, that's your 30 deals a year. That's a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's totally different, though. It's a completely different way of thinking.
Totally. And I know being, so I originally got as a business owner, lots of different businesses, like you start to like notice, oh, other business owners give me referrals. And then I remember like Buffini, it was like a third of his business came from business owner referrals.
Right.
And so the reason why I created my company 10 plus years ago was to help me and Amanda more quickly build relationships, high quality referral generating relationships where that business owner feels an obligation to refer me business.
Right.
That kind of relationship, not like, oh, I know Jim, I have his number, I know him. No. It's, I know Jim and Jim knows me, and I did something for Jim, and Jim now feels obligated to now do something for me. And so he genuinely wants to refer me business and potentially hire me.
Right.
How do you more quickly create that kind of relationship? And that really that is what Hylo is helping agents. And I stumbled on this, process by accident, because first I was meeting business owners and I was trying to, like BNI, trying to refer business, because, hey, if you can give business to someone, they're way more likely to give business back to you in return. The challenge is like, it's not easy to refer business all the time. And so how could I refer business without personally referring? How could I stimulate business for someone without having to know someone myself and make that connection myself? Because if I could figure that out, then I could scale that to way more people and help way more businesses, and therefore get more people in return. And that was when I was like, okay, well, what are the things I can do? And I was like, okay, well, I can interview them and feature them online and do a write-up about them and a video about them and just promote them. And that can be a piece of content that's out there on the internet that hopefully drives business, and I can promote it and they can promote it. And I didn't think it was going to be that big of an idea. And lo and behold, $1.5 plus billion in commissions has been generated by agents who do this idea or had done this idea with me over the last 12 years as I was teaching them how to do it. Because there is a particular way of doing it to actually get results. Because I know agents who do this idea and don't get any results. And like, that's why I have a company, because I have a very particular way of doing this that actually stimulates results. And it's this thing I just stumbled on by accident. I thought it was just one strategy of many that would help. And it turned out to be the one strategy that worked the best.
Right.
Which is go get to know the business owners through an interview, feature them online, on your YouTube, your social media, on a local blog, and then follow up and continue to give more value and have an email newsletter that you continue to give value as a local expert with other local content. And by doing this over and over and over again with more and more and more people see you with, right? The whole point of an interview is also for people to see you with all the people in the area, which makes you seem like the authority and expert in the area, on top of you actually being the expert of the area by doing this exercise, on top of the fact that you then actually know everyone and they know you and like you and trust you and want to help you out because you do something for them. So then you build this army of people who want and do promote your brand and refer you business. And that is the main idea of Hylo, is to help agents actually go do it, which especially right now, it's like what will work financially and what will work in reality to build your business. It's you need to follow up and add value to your database through email, phone, text, social media, DM. You need to meet more people and build new relationships and do it quickly and efficiently. And that's what the interview process is amazing for. And then you need to create more content that people are looking for that shows that you're a local market expert. All of that is time, sweat equity, but when done in a certain way, it will then yield results and it will be profitable because it didn't cost all that much money. And that's what we help agents do.
And those are skills that you need to hone, right?
You need
So
to do
you should be doing this.
whether you work with me or not. You need
extra income just for the skill that you receive. But I want to add one important thing that I've this is a pro tip that I've discovered. And people that you give to, and that's what I think. I was like, if I give enough value, then I don't have to worry about my income. Like, it's going to take care of itself. I don't give somebody something thinking, oh, now they owe me and I'll get a lead from them. That's not how I work. But that's how the world and the universe seems to work. And it's not that particular person. It might be someone related to them that you didn't even see coming. But the thing is, they will want to refer you all day long, but they don't know how. You have to teach them how. So if it's a painter that you work with all the time, I've given painters probably over 300 referral clients in the 25 years I've been doing real estate. And I have received clients in return exactly one time. But that's my fault. They want to give me referrals. They just don't know how. And it can be I can do a 15-second training, right? If they incorporate into their business, asking the question, can I ask you what prompted you to paint your house today? Why are you deciding to paint your house right now? 25% of the time, it's because they're going to sell. So 1 out of 4 of their clients, they could be referring to you. They just don't know to ask that question. And then once they ask that question and the person says, well, we're going to sell, all they have to do is say, I know an amazing realtor who's connected with 30 different professionals in the area. All of them will be available to help you as you'd like. You're totally in the driver's seat, no strings attached. How about I just do a quick text intro, and I'm sure he'll call you later today. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. But if that doesn't happen, they can want to refer clients to you all day long. It's not going to happen. You'll get nothing from them, even if they'd love you, right? So you have to take the time to train them. If you're not getting referrals from your partners, your professionals that you work with and who you send clients to, it's either you got the wrong partner or you haven't trained them. It's your responsibility to train them. And back to your original question, what do agents do wrong? They don't take 100% responsibility for what's happening in their life. They blame everything but them, right? And until you realize that you're 100% responsible for everything that's happening in your life, seriously, 100% responsible, then you can't change what needs to be changed to improve things. And it's just a death spiral if you don't take responsibility. So I look for partners who understand that, and then it's amazing what can happen. It really is amazing.
And so one of the things I find agents in the business, when you're brand new in the business, you need to find a brokerage. And what I noticed with veteran agents is they often overlook their brokerage.
Yeah.
And they just go, it just is what it is. Yeah. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be. Like you don't have to give that much of your commission away for nothing in return.
Right.
If you're going to give your commission away, what are you getting for it? And that was what, when I saw Epique, I was like, oh, wow. A new brokerage looked at the flaws of the brokerages and came up with a better mousetrap.
Exactly.
And in times like this, one of the strategies to help you build your business might be change brokerage.
Yeah.
It might be one of the best things you could do to save money, because what do you got to do right now to increase your income that you can use for your family and your life? You need to save money and you need to make more money. So how do you save money? You get with a brokerage who can save you money. And the amount of benefits that Epique offers is second to none, more than anyone else, of things that actually agents spend money on.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just something that seems cool. It's like, oh, you actually spend money on these things. So by joining and changing, if you're new, join Epique. If you're with another brokerage that's not helping you save money on your transactions and expenses in your business, then if you change brokerages and go to Epique, then you could save money and increase your income.
I have an example for you.
Okay.
So I was at Remax.
I'll just because Epique's not the only brokerage that gives leads. There are teams you could join who give leads, but the answer is make sure you're with a brokerage or with a team who gives you leads.
Right. Well, usually the teams will charge you 50% or so for those leads.
Yeah. And then you got to look at how the math shakes out to find the solution where you can make the most money, because there's the most opportunity to generate new income in a cost-effective, profitable way.
That's brilliant. That was what my thinking was. I realized that when the first downturn happened during my career, I'd been at Remax for 16 years, and they're old school. They're like door knock, cold call. They don't even do pop-by. I mean, they're just like door knock, cold call, and things are sold. That's a good way to lose your soul and fail at the same time. But I just did the math, $320,000 towards my desk fee when I was at Remax for 16 years. And I got 0 leads ever. And my thinking was, leave me alone, let me run my business, don't mess with me, leave me alone. Unless I'm blatantly breaking some law, please tell me that. But otherwise, leave me alone. I'll pay my desk fee. One of the top producers in the office, it was, I connected with some amazing people because of the principal broker, Rod Rennick, was the best in the city by far. So I learned a ton from his coaching. That was back to my advice, get a coach. So he was an in-house coach for me because we were friends. So I met with him every week. And that really launched my career. But I also worked 80 hours a week for 3 years, the first 3 years, and took it really seriously, unlike a lot of people. But just to do the math, Epique is a net savings. So the desk fee, the cap ranges from $10,000 to $15,000, and it starts at $15,000 if you're a solo agent and goes down $1,000 every year until it hits $10,000. They're saving agents $25,000 a year. So even if at the maximum desk fee, you're ahead $10,000 by joining Epique on average. That doesn't include the leads. The $580,000 that was generated by leads in commission income, that's not included in that math. So even if you never got a single lead from Epique, you're still saving $10,000 with the free medical care. Some people save that just for the free prescriptions if they're on a lot of prescriptions. I mean,
and look, and it's so funny how agents are closed off to brokerages, because it's like industries evolve. When Remax first came out, it was a better mousetrap.
Yeah.
At the time, it was a better mousetrap. Good for Remax. They looked at what was going on with Coldwell Banker and Century 21 and the fees that top producers were paying, and they were like, we don't need to have top producers pay this, so we're going to come out with a new model. And Remax cleaned up, and everyone started joining Remax because at the time
Yes.
it made a lot of sense to pay less commission and more desk fees. But then people start realizing, yeah, but Remax is not doing very much for us. So they're not taking our commission, but they're not doing a lot for us. And Keller Williams then came out with their model, which is, hey, we're going to do a lot for you. Yes, you're going to pay more in your commission, but we're going to do more for you, more training, more like culture and fun, and they introduced the profit sharing model. So, hey, you can join Century 21 Coldwell Banker and they'll take 20-30% of your commissions. Or you can join Remax and they'll take 5% of your commissions or nothing and just give, but you'll have to pay a high desk fee and they won't really give you anything.
Right.
Where you can join Keller Williams and yes, we're going to go back to 20-25% of your commissions, but we're going to give you all this amazing training and support, and you now get to have a piece of the profits of the brokerage and grow this. And that was a better mousetrap. And then EXP, because what happened was people were like, well, profit, I can't really control profit. And there's all these elements to like their model that they can't change now. That like once a brokerage comes out with their model, it's going to be really hard to change that model. And so then people started noticing there was some problem to the Keller Williams model. And then EXP came in. And good for EXP when they came out, whatever, years ago, because they came up with a better model. One, they said, we don't need to have all these office expenses. Heck, we don't even need offices. And we're going to come up with a steeper commission plan. And it's going to be revenue sharing versus profit sharing, because that's easier to understand. It's also that you're not factoring in all these other expenses that you don't control that reduce the profit sharing, so you just get up into your revenue. And good for EXP. They exploded because of the new model. But then COVID happened. And then the world and culture in the world changed. And then now the economy is changing. And there needs to be a new model. The point of these new models is there are big changes that happen in an industry. There's big changes that happen in the world that demand a new model. And so COVID and the economy happened. And this is not going to go away in a year. This is so I've been at some of these conferences where they talk about the world in finance, and they're like, this may be like 10 years of just a tougher world economically. Like, it's great if it's only 2 or 3 years, 1, 2, 3 years, but like it might be till 2030. Who knows? Mm-hmm. So then you need a new model, and then Epique comes out being like, if this is going to last, agents need all these benefits. They need these ways to save money, and I don't necessarily need to make as much money, and so I'm going to provide even better commission split than EXP. I'm going to provide more benefits that actually matter to agents these days. And so now you have another way of making money outside of real estate. You have more ways to save money, and you have a really great support structure and training, tons of training to help you now go build your business.
Can I add to that?
So that's the reason why I'm excited for Epique, and I think everyone should consider Epique and think about joining it. And yes, your branding may change, your business cards and whatever stuff is going to change. But these changes might be the thing that helps you get the career and income and results you want.
Yeah. It's gotten to the point where there's so many benefits. We're 50 going to 65 within the next few months. You can't list them or people get overwhelmed. They're like, no, too good to be true. It's like, no. Yeah, it's actually, there's 3,000 plus agents that are getting free healthcare, free prescriptions, free leads, free photo, like all these benefits. It's true. I tried for 2 weeks to disprove it when I first found out about it, when there were 20 benefits. I'm like, if that could be happening, why didn't every brokerage do that? But we're the first brokerage that was founded on this principle of generosity, primarily giving back to agents. That's the primary goal. We want to give back to agents, and everyone else seems to be founded on the model of like, we want to give back to agents enough to line our pockets. That's not the same, right? With EXP, I was there for a while and I thought I'd be there forever. And it was the same thing. Like, leave me alone. Let me do my business. Don't mess with me and I'll pay my cap. But then they changed the revenue share rules and made it much harder to make any money at all. And it got to the point where it was clear to me it wasn't worth focusing on. So I just stopped focusing on that. But I've been with Epique for 9 months, and every month I'm making passive income that I didn't have before. And it ranges. It's usually like $1,000 to $2,000, but that's not nothing. And that's just the beginning.
I wonder and hope if I wonder if Epic's going to go public. I hope they don't.
They're planning, they're 2 years out. I'm buying as much stock as I possibly can. You get
Well, it's a tale of two swords. Like there's going to be a period where it's good to have stock and own stock, but then things switch where the purpose of the company now is the shareholders, which yes could and hopefully is a lot of the agents, but
all the agents are shareholders.
but it's the mark, and so then there's like this rub where same thing with other brokerages are public, like Remax, Century 21, Anywhere, like all these brokerages. It's like they care about the shareholders, the agents. Keller Williams, like good for them, they're private, but so they could be benefiting the agents more. But Gary Keller is a billionaire, and so it was really a great model for him.
Right.
And EXP, okay, boomed and now busting for a bunch of reasons. It seems.
Absolutely.
And so, I hope for companies like Epique that there are certain forces that are the reason why things get worse long term.
Right.
And
There's a difference with Epique. Every agent is an owner. Day one. They get stock in the company the day they join. And it's a different mindset. It's a different community. Like I'm in a state broker meeting every week, and it feels like family. It's how do we help each other? One person is struggling with this thing. There's 100% of the time, someone else will chime in. I had that same issue. Let me send you, and I spent a year trying to figure this out. Here's what I've come up with. I'll send it to you in the next 5 minutes. You'll know all the answers. I mean, it's a phenomenal level of collaboration, and they will never give up their primary goal of giving back to the agents. So even when they go public, it will benefit the agents or they won't do it, period.
Well, explain. So say I join Epique and I now want to recruit agents to also join Epique so that I can start to earn another income stream, right? Because that's the thing. All businesses have more than one income stream. That's one of the main issues with real estate agents is if you only have one income stream, it becomes very difficult sometimes in some markets to do well. That's why agents should invest in real estate, because you should have income producing properties.
Yeah.
You should save and invest your money in equities to have another stream of revenue from dividend producing stocks, GICs, or whatever.
Yep.
And then you should also participate in the recruiting, revenue sharing opportunities to be like an affiliate ambassador of your brokerage if they allow it. Like Epique.
Yep.
So say I join Epique and I want to recruit someone. How does someone get under me?
Yeah. So the goal is that whomever has influenced the person to join is the one that they select. So there's no ladder climbing. There's no like, oh, let's select the highest leader in the company because they're going to help me more. They'll help you no matter what. So you don't have to do that. They're available. You can call them up. Like the access is phenomenal. Even to the CEO, the CFO, the COO, they all have weekly Q&A sessions where anyone in the company can go meet with them on Zoom for an hour. It's amazing access. So they have simplified everything. A lot of the leadership came from EXP, so they saw how convoluted it was. I know a lot of agents at EXP who are it was almost like a full-time job trying to keep enough capping agents on their first level to then open the next level. And
that is one of the issues with the recruiting model is like, it is slightly different work than real estate. Like the work to build a real estate business is slightly different than the work to recruit. And so so a good brokerage will streamline the process to make it easy.
So here's how you would recruit an agent to Epique. in this model, because I'm not going to steal them from you, because I'm supporting you, you can say, have an amazing brokerage you should at least know about before you make your decision. Or if you're already at a brokerage, you should know about this because they're the first AI certified brokerage. They're growing and changing and improving. They're not stuck in the original model like you were talking about. You owe it to yourself to take 30 minutes and talk to Charles. Here's his number. I'll do a text intro. He's the managing state broker for Epique in your state. He will tell you everything you want to know about it. And that's it. It's like a 30-second, I guess you call it a pitch, but it's more about sharing information with people that you feel are also generous and want to give back. They're not doing real estate because they're trying to make as much money as possible and keep it for themselves. It's amazing, the generosity, the spirit of generosity within the company that starts at the leadership. But because they're so generous, it just makes it easy for the rest of us to remember all the time. We should also be that way. So other brokerages, you heard about people getting stolen out from under others all the time. And I haven't heard about that happening once here. It just doesn't happen. So you just would give them to me. The revenue share model is much easier. It's 5 levels, always open. Even if everyone leaves on your level 1, all your other levels you get paid on. It's great. It's agent centric. That's the difference. Everything is agent centric. So you get straight up 10% of whatever they pay towards their cap every month. Every agent you sign up. I've had 4 friends who have retired because of the revenue share program. And EXP, I knew one person. He was amazing, but he did it full time and he was really good at it and he was early in. So it's still early days for Epique, but it's going to be an amazing opportunity, I think, for Epique because we're just growing and growing. We grew 700 to 800% in the last year. It's, or more.
Again, so say, I meet, I go to Amanda. Amanda's like, yeah, I'm thinking about joining Epique. Okay, great. Go talk to Charles. Go have a 30-minute call.
Yep.
You? She goes, yep, I want to join Epique. So then how does Amanda then join under me and not under you?
So in the application that you get to, funny enough, the website is called joinepique.com for more information and also to join when you're ready. You click the button, takes you to the application. It says 3 different times, who would you like your sponsor to be? Put in Grant, right? That's it. That's easy. And then the second time, are you sure you want your sponsor to be Grant? Because this can't be changed ever, no matter what, period. Never. Really, never. And then the third one is like, initial here that you understand that your sponsor will never, ever, ever be changed. It just gets funny after a while. Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I had a guy ask me, like, can I leave Epique for 6 months and then join again and choose you as my sponsor? I'm like, no, never. EXP has like a fleet of lawyers who deal with people wanting to change sponsors midstream. It's like,
Oh.
we're just smarter because we learned from other brokerages' mistakes from the history of time. And it's improved at least 30% in the last year in every system that I've seen. Once they see that there's a better avenue, they take it. And they're very flexible and very fluid. So the fact that
what is the revenue sharing based on their agent's production?
Yeah. So if you bring on a new agent and they're solo and they're paying $15,000 their first year and they cap, you get $1,500. First level, they sign up someone, you get $1,500 from that agent.
And the 1,500 comes from the 15,000, which is what they pay to the brokerage, their commission.
Right. So you're not taking anything from the agent. You're just taking from the parent company, Epique, and sharing their commission or their cap rather.
Got it. So if the agent doesn't hit cap, so what's required to hit cap?
So 15,000 is the cap. After that, you don't pay anything else on your first year. The second year is 14,000, et cetera, down to 10,000.
And what commissions needs to be earned?
So they take 15% of your commission.
Only 15.
Yeah, I know.
So 100,000 in commissions will hit 15,000 cap in the first year.
Right.
So if a person only does 50,000 in commissions, then they are getting 7,500, and then you would get whatever that math is.
Exactly. Yeah.
2,500 or 300, 500 bucks.
You're incentivized, even if you're not already generous, like that's who we're looking for. But say you were just trying to make as much money as possible, it's in your favor to support everyone in your organization underneath you, because the better they do, the better you do, the better the company does. Just a win-win-win.
Now, here is why I think the fastest way to have monthly recurring revenue is to stack Epique with Hylo.
Exactly.
And I got the idea for
Loved it.
Hylo's model from Epique because I was like, wow, this is so much better than the other models that I've studied. And it got me thinking. I was like, okay, one of the concerns I remember at EXP was, you recruit agents to EXP, but then people wouldn't do very much. Like the average transactions was like 3 to 6 or something, like on some team thing. I was like, okay, so if they don't do any transactions, and in times like these, people are not doing as many transactions. And you can't control whether someone hits cap or not. You can help them and move them along. We can't fully control. And so there will be some variability in the commissions you make recruiting people to your brokerage. There will be some variability in the income you make as a real estate agent, especially in down markets. And so ultimately the problem of the consistent, reliable monthly income still potentially is there. And so what is the faster way to make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month after month after month after month? The types of companies in this world that do that monthly recurring revenue better than any company in the world, which is why their valuations are through the roof, are software companies like mine. And so I started looking, I was like, I wonder if a software company, and what I've started to notice over the years as a company, so like having a software company for 12 plus years now, other software company, I started to notice that it was harder to do sales and marketing ourselves because the customer is more jaded year after year after year after year by the marketing done by companies to get you as a customer.
Yeah.
And the best customers, and the most profitable customers, and the trend seems to be that your clients, their reviews, their testimonials, their referrals matter more and more and more and more, which means the customers of your company are helping your company grow more and more and more and more over time. And influencers are an example of people who are a customer of something, who people trust, and then a company now makes more money because the influencer says, I like this, you should buy this, and then poof, lots of businesses are built on personal brands and influencers. And so then I started thinking, okay, well, the revenue sharing model is basically implement the full model is because you fully believe as a company that your customers are going to grow your company. That's why you do a revenue sharing model. If you fully believe that agents will help more agents join your brokerage, that's why you have a revenue sharing model with all your agents to help you grow your brokerage. So I started looking to see if there's a software company that did revenue sharing, multi-level revenue sharing, 7-level, 5-level, whatever, 3-level revenue sharing. And I didn't find one. And when you think about it, agents right now, no matter what brokerage you're with, you're spending money monthly, probably, on software, whether it be your website, your CRM, your email marketing tool, your social media marketing tool, text messaging tool, chatbot tool, whatever. There's a suite of tools that pretty much is the standard tech stack for a business owner. And you're going to be spending hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars a month on this software. And you're probably driving new business to them when your friends find out you use them. And these software companies are not giving stuff back to their customers. They're not, some of them may have like a one level, like if you refer a person, I'll give you some bonus or some free month or some percentage, but it's not a true multi-level revenue sharing plan where the goal of the company is to have the customers make money, not even spend money, have them make money. And I started thinking about it. I said, well, if an agent, when they are brand new or when they're struggling to make money, they still need a website, a CRM, email, social media. They still need to do that work and potentially spend money to go make money. I can build that tech stack out for agents so that they have the tools required to go build new relationships, nurture relationships, convert relationships, get referrals from relationships, create content, build their brand, build their database, do all that fundamental work that has to be done right now. And I can just inject a multi-level revenue model on top of my software company so that if I was a brand new agent or struggling to make money, I'd go, okay, let me go get this company who's offering me revenue sharing, just like let me join Epique so I can get revenue sharing down the road and I can get all these benefits to save me money. Let me join this. Let me use this software company. Let me use Hylo because the other software companies don't have revenue sharing. Hylo does. All the tech is the same. I'm literally not ever going to brag that my technology is better than anyone's technology because it's not true. We're all the same.
Yeah.
The technology is now a commodity. It used to be some unique proprietary thing that you had some crazy developers do back in the 2000s and 2010s. But now with AI and everything, it's all the same, part of my language. So anyone who tells you that they've got some funnel, some tech, something that's better than everyone's, they're bullshitting you. They're full of fucking shit. It's all the fucking same. So if it's all the same, you can choose between a company that pays you to use their services or a company that doesn't, that you pay them. And it makes a lot more sense to choose a company that will pay you to be a part of to use their tech than one that doesn't. And so I'm excited to launch this new model because I think this will really be a game changer where I give because the margins, anyone who's ever studied this business model, the margins on software are great.
Yep.
They're better than a brokerage. So I can give more of a percentage of the revenue than a brokerage does. I don't give 15%. That's for a software company, that's nothing. I can give a lot more. So I'm giving a lot more revenue than a brokerage does. And what do people do when they join a software company? They pay monthly, every month, month after month after month. And if you're now getting a percentage of that revenue and a percentage of the people who you brought on and the people they brought on, if you're now getting that, you can now build a monthly recurring revenue that will not, that will not fluctuate like a real estate agent's commissions and like your recruiting commissions, because it's based on people doing real estate, which goes through ebbs and flows. Software is, you're paying it no matter what. And so I'm really excited to offer this model because I think it actually solves the problem of helping agents build a reliable, consistent revenue stream so they can focus and use the software to then go build their real estate business so they can make the big bucks in real estate, but have a safety net of monthly recurring revenue that won't fluctuate in the $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I mean, it can go more too. I can do the math and show people how it can be really great. But for sure, easily it can be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, and that's super meaningful to have that coming in over and over and over again. And so if I was a new agent, I would join Hylo, and if there's another company that does it, you can potentially look at them too, because then it comes to like, who do you want to work with? One that offers commission, one that doesn't. Okay, who offers commission? If there's only one, okay, great, you're only going to work with my company. If there becomes some other companies that copy me, like other companies copied me in the past because I came up with some cool models in the past for my company. If other companies copy then it's like, okay, well, which culture, which team do I want to be with? Which people do I want to be with? Which owner do I align with? Who's got the values that I align with? Join that company. And then go get more of your friends to join it with you so that then your monthly recurring marketing technology expense goes to zero. Because now you are not paying for marketing and technology to grow your business.
Right.
And so then you switch from, all right, I joined this company. I now got my friends to join, and now I spend nothing on my marketing technology forever. So now I'm going to go back to building my real estate business using the marketing technology to go make big bucks. And then over time, all my friends who I got in to get my marketing expense to zero, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to now bring their friends in to get their marketing to zero. But because of the multi-level revenue sharing, you're now going to start earning money. So now you're just using the marketing technology to build your real estate business. But then because your friends are doing the same thing you did, you're now starting to make an extra revenue stream without doing anything. Super excited.
But
what are your thoughts?
I love it, man. That's exactly in line. When I say that you are in synchrony with Epique, this is part of what I mean. Like, they understand this model because that's how they built their company. And it's not, to clarify, if you think about it, they're giving away half of every agent's cap back to the agents, right? So I got a number here. Where did it go? Oh my God, I lost it. I was
when I did the research, everyone listening,
$837,000 in the last year was given back to the agents. And remember, we only had 100 agents a year ago.
Well, no. When I did, everyone listening, when I did the research, because I looked at all the models, and I've been in the industry for a long time, worked with lots of agents and stuff like that. Like Epique's more generous.
Yeah.
All the others.
So they're adding companies like yours. So that now you can do that with the title company you use. There's a nationwide title company they added this week. They give you $500 per transaction towards a home warranty. Like, now you have a free home warranty for every one of your deals. What's the number one thing that people sue their agents over? And the answer is something that would have been covered by a home warranty. So you just decrease your liability. Now you have a closing present that you don't have to pay for, and you have a happier client who has a home warranty they can use for their new house. Plus, let me add that the mortgage lender, they've also added that has an affiliate program. So every time you use our in-house lender, it used to be that was just like you got pressure to use the in-house lender because you walk by them every day, you're getting coffee at the same spot. It's just weird if you don't use the in-house lender. You never got anything from it, maybe good service, but now you have good service, and it's another affiliate program. So every time you do a deal with the title company, you get a benefit. The mortgage lender, you get a benefit. Epique, you get a benefit. Hylo, you get a benefit. I mean,
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so
So
when I say Epique is the most generous of the brokerages, I'm still going to have a friendly competition to say that Hylo is the most generous period of all companies out there, because I can pay out more as a software company.
Yeah.
And so I had a client the other day. She was so excited. She was like so excited to start working from my past company to start working with me again, this new company with this new model. Because she was actually one of the biggest. So I did a basic affiliate program in my past business, and so I had clients never pay for my old company, and thousands, some tens of thousands of dollars a year being ambassadors and affiliates. She was one of them, and she was like, "Grant, one of the things I wish was that I could refer the past company to my mortgage broker, my insurance agent, my financial advisor, my painter, my roofer, and you guys just didn't serve them." And so it's good that Epique now has the ability for agents to start getting benefits from all the other professionals, because Hylo's technology stack, website, CRM, email marketing, social media marketing, there's a whole bunch of others, but those things, those tools, every local professional needs.
Exactly.
Which means when you work with Hylo, you're not even just referring. So you're like, oh, how do I get the number of referrals I need to make my marketing for free with Hylo every single month forever? You don't just have to refer agents to it. You can refer your other local service professionals, and we can help them with their tech stack, and they themselves because local service professionals are the real people who provide the real value in society. And they're suffering from the same problems.
Oh.
It's a tougher economy. It's a tougher market. Marketing and technology and advertising is more expensive for every single professional in the freaking world. And it's service that humans in society need to live a better quality of life. So we all have to work together as service professionals at large. And agents are power connectors in this area. And now I'll be able to help their friends who are not realtors with their business, which means there's even more of an income opportunity with Hylo, because we're not even tied to just real estate agents in North America. We're open to all service professionals in North America.
That's phenomenal.
I'm not all businesses in the world. It's service professionals in North America. That's,
I have 10 in my referral group, my in-person group that I want to refer to you, and 3,000 in my nationwide virtual referral group, and another 300 in my Benefit Corp group that's local. I've got a lot of, I didn't know this. This is phenomenal news.
Yeah.
So roughly 4,000 people I'm going to send your way this week. So get ready.
And each person is like $50 a month in revenue.
Nice.
To the individual agent. So it's an amazing opportunity to be able to earn money like a software company.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have friends who own software companies or work for software companies and you see these valuations of all these software companies, it's because of the strength and value of the monthly recurring revenue. And so agents have never got to experience this. And so I'm excited to offer them this, because I don't need to be, a billionaire.
Right? It's easy to, you're not selling it to, if people make the mistake of thinking like it's in the past, you're like selling people on something. It's not like you're selling them vitamins or something they could get anywhere, but this is a higher level service that you want. Once you understand how amazing it is, it's hard not to share it with your friends. Like, I talk about you all the time, but I need to know the best way to refer clients to you as well. So just talk me through that.
It's the same thing that you said. Hey, are you paying money for your website, CRM, social media, email? Because I'm with a company that I'm able to get it for free, and I'm able actually to make money on it. And the technology is as good or better than everything else out there.
Yeah.
If you're open to it, then I can connect you with the founder and you can talk to him. And then if you like, just like Epique, easy process, you just say the name and poof, they're under you.
Yeah.
And so, because that's the other thing is I don't want agents to have to spend a lot of time trying to recruit. No. I just want them to share what they're doing, share why they like it, ask if their friends are open to taking a look at it, connect them with us. We'll do all the explaining and the talking. You don't have to worry about that. And then if they sign up, we'll just put them under you. So we want to keep it simple, because again, the whole point is I want agents to use the marketing technology to go do the fundamentals that are required right now to build the business, and join the right brokerage to make sure you can get the most opportunities and save the most money.
Will there be a sign up page that I can then post like to the Epique?
Yeah. And then every single Hylo client will have their own affiliate link. So if the person doesn't even need to talk to me, they can just send them the link and they can just sign up through your link and then start getting onboarded and the whole thing.
This is why I'm happy instead of crushed like I was in 2009. I had one income stream in 2009. Now I have almost, I'd say with you included, I have 10. And they're not like, the difference is not life-changing now because we're just getting started, but I'm going to be doing this for the next 5-10 years for sure. And at that point, any one of them will give me enough income that I can retire and keep living the life to which I'd like to become accustomed. And it's passive, right? It's not like I'm holding their hand once they sign up. Done deal. And why would you change once you have everything set up? It's the same thing with Epique. Like, I had some numbers here. It's like We gave away 30,000 free car washes last year to agents. Once you're, even that one benefit alone, once you're getting free car washes,
That's $10 a time, man. That adds up.
well, it's 20 here, but yeah, it's
20.
cheaper in Canada, apparently. They saved, in the listing photos alone, they saved agents $490,000 last year. Real dollars. So it's not an estimate.
Real.
So this is the model that I think will be the future. And anyone who's not doing this, like, I feel a little bad for all the big box brokerages because they don't understand this.
And they can't change.
And they can't change.
Right. Like they can't just, it's not
They
easy
can't,
for big
they can't,
corporation, that corporation to just make these big changes.
yeah, our profit margin is larger than all of the big name brokerages already. And so they can't suddenly start giving away half of what they're earning because they're only at a profit margin of like 4%. It's like a restaurant. That's
Mhm.
So they don't have the choice to be generous. If they weren't founded with that principle, it's too late. I think they're all going to go away. It's just a matter of time. And people need to find out about you and Epique and this new mindset where it's more collaborative. It's more fun. Like, you learn more, your skills go up. It's the difference between like trying to be greedy and keep everything for yourself versus like, let me show you what I learned the hard way. And every time I do that, I benefit. And the same with the company. Every time they help an agent, I mean, there are so many people crying at convention about the life-changing things that have happened to them. I mean, I love all the stories. I can't wait to see more of those coming out. But
All right, we'll put our contact information in the notes, so you can reach out to us if you're interested in either of our companies. If you take one thing from this podcast, it is you need to work harder and smarter, and that smarter is potentially finding the right brokerage, finding the right companies to work with, the right partners to work with, because you need to add more revenue streams, because it's not smart to have one revenue stream. It's smarter to have more, smarter to have partners, smarter to be in a different brokerage probably. It's smarter to use a different technology company probably. And you just have to be open to change. And yes, change may not be that great, but change may be the thing required to get you the different results. If you do the same thing and expect a different result, that's the definition of insanity. Sometimes the change is what you need to change your life.
yeah, exactly.
That's fun. See you guys later.